Hi friends, good afternoon. This is Santosh. Today I am going to discuss about one important concept, that is a design pattern. In design pattern we have a three types. One is creational design pattern, and second one is behavioral design pattern. Third one is structural design pattern. In creational design pattern we will learn singleton design pattern first. What is singleton design pattern? Singleton design pattern says that define a class that has only one instance and provides a global point of access to it. It means so it will create only one instance throughout the JVM. Whenever new request comes, it will return the same instance which is already created one. So it means, in other words, a class must ensure that only single instance should be created and single object can be used by all other classes. Here, there are two forms of single design patterns. One is early instantiation. It means creation of instance at low time. And one more form is lazy instantiation. It means creation of instance when required. So there are some rules for making a singleton class. One is make a constructor as a private. We have to make a constructor as a private. So here example, in this example, here the class is A. So we are creating the private constructor. So private constructor, it means so whenever we have to create a new object, we can't create the new instance. So whenever the new instance request comes, so second point is write a static method that has the return type object of this singleton class. So second point, so from that second point we made a static method of that singleton class. It will return the object of this singleton class. So these are the two rules to make a singleton class. Now we will discuss some of the advantages of singleton design patterns. So one, it saves a memory because object is not created at each request. So whenever the request comes for get a instance, so it won't create the new instance. It will return the instance which is already created one. It means only single instance is reused again and again. Singleton pattern is mostly used in multi-threaded and database applications also. It is used in logging, caching, thread pools, configuration, settings, and etc. So mainly many advantages are there. So for example, in design database applications, in connections, we are making database connection. In that case, we are making a singleton. So singleton is mostly used in all the applications as mentioned here in all the services, logging services, caching, threadfuls, and configuration settings. So many other in services they used singleton design pattern. Now we will implement singleton design pattern in the code. Let's take an example that to create a singleton class. So I have created the package com.singleton. So I have created the class name as a A. A is a singleton class, or we can write it as a singleton as well. There is no confusion. So now we created a one singleton class. We already discussed there are two rules. One is we have to make a constructor as a private. So we make it singleton as a singleton private constructor we created. The second point is write a static method that has the return type object of this singleton class. So we have to create a one static method, public static of return type of, of singleton. Get instance, method name is get instance. It will return the object of singleton. So we have to make a one private static singleton of single instance is equal to null. So we created one variable of type singleton. It is a static variable. Why? Because static variable means we are using inside a static method. That is what we made it as a static. So that first we need to check that single instance is equal to null or not. If it is a null, then we have to create a single instance object. Create a new single instance. Now we created a singleton object, but we need to return the singleton object. Singletons we are returning. So this is the second point. First point we already made it. That is a making a private constructor. Now we will call the get instance method from the singleton class. It is a static method. That is what we are calling directly from the class name single instance. So this is single instance of object one we are creating object one. Same thing we are creating a two more objects object 2 object 3. Now we are printing the objects hash code of the objects hash code of object 1 object 1. Same thing we need to create for object 2 object 3. We are changing object 1 to object 2. Now we same thing we are following for object 3. So let's run this code. It gives the complete object, but we actually require the hash code. So we are calling hash code from the object, whatever the objects are created. So now we are executing hash code of object 1, object 2, object 3. Let's run this application. So we are seeing that the hash code of object 1, object 2. So now we are getting difference like this equal to I am using. See, now it is showing clearly object 1 hash code, object 2 hash code, object 3 hash code. The hash code will be the same for 3 objects. So I will explain you how this it will work. So now we created a object 1 variable using a singleton dot get instance. What it will do, it will call to this method. Now after that, in this condition, it will check if single instance double equal to null. If it is null, then it will return the single instance. So in the first case, it is a null. So that is what it will return the single instance. In the second object, so already the one object is instance is created. So it is returned in the first case. In the second case, it will call the get instance method and it will check single instance double equal to null. it's not null because already instance is created. So in that case, it won't execute this method if case. So it directly return the single instance. So single instance is returned in the object 2. Same case will happen to the object 3. So it will return the same single instance. So that is what we are getting the hash code values as a equal of all three objects. So this is the complete explanation of a singleton design pattern. In coming videos, you can get more design patterns. So till then, thank you. And one more information, please subscribe and like my videos. If any doubts or any improvement, if it is required, please comment on the comment section. Thank you.